Have women become less submissive, Anton?
Yeah, absolutely. 100% they become less submissive. And I like to answer questions directly, and then I want to add the context, right?
Okay.
Part of the reason why they become less submissive because they become less reliant on men for provision and protection, right? Some of that is society, and that we've civilized the world so much to where we're no longer hunters and gatherers, right? We now have the technology to where people can live on their own and they can survive on their own because everything is automated, technology, so on and so forth, right? But the other part of it is that people have the ability to choose for themselves, right? Historically, women just became able to vote within the last 50 to 60 years, right? They just been able to get some of the jobs that they had within the last 50 to 60 years. The problem with that, though, is that historically, and you see it within our culture and our community, is that when people have the option to choose for themselves, often at times they choose wrong, right? So I'll give you an example. Men used to give their daughters over to husbands as virgins. You don't see that anymore. Often at times, most times, women had never known another man. But now they have the ability to do what they want with their body. Now, the other side of that, though, is there are some men that have absolutely ruined some women. And then you've seen women have to fend for themselves and have to pick up the pieces for themselves and have to find themselves in that because they didn't have the fathers or they didn't have the protection or they had an uncle that touched on them when they was younger. And those are some of the subjects that we don't broach as far as the core reasons as to why people are broken before they even reach adulthood. So before you even have the ability to choose for yourself, you already broken. You see what I'm saying? Or you have the child support system, or you have society that has leveraged the child support system in order to endear you to a specific party. And so they've incentivized you to depend on the federal government instead of leaning on your parents. Or we've promoted in the culture for you to leave the house at 18, right? That's not conducive for your lifestyle. That's never going to work for you. It's never going to be ideal for you to be out there as a woman at 18 and 19 years old by yourself. So is there some responsibility on the fathers and the parents and the culture itself for influencing and then ultimately pushing women out there and men out there? Men are supposed to kind of be pushed out there, but they're supposed to fail in controlled environments. Is there some responsibility? Absolutely. But to answer your question again, to bring it back, are women less submissive? Absolutely, but that's the context behind it.
There you have
So
it.
it's not their fault entirely. It's not entirely their fault. You can never hang something, especially on a person that was raised to be a certain way. You can never 100% put something on somebody like that. That's not entirely their fault.